Welcome back to another episode of the Toma Todito Show. Thank you guys again for your support and for tuning in once again to another episode of the Toma Todito Show. I could not be more grateful and more thankful that you've been tuning in for the duration of this episode, for the duration of the show. Plenty more content to come. And today I just wanted to dive in on something that I found so curious in regards to Terence Crawford. Bob Arum, shortly after the Terence Crawford and Kell Brook fight ended a few days back, Bob Arum stands next to Terence Crawford as he's getting interviewed at ringside. And Bob Arum makes the comment about Terence Crawford can beat Errol Spence and Danny Garcia the same night. And he makes this comment as the interviewer is asking Terence Crawford what his thoughts were on the upcoming Errol Spence Danny Garcia fight, which is going to take place December 5th. Bob Arum interrupts. He makes a snarky comment. He says Terence Crawford can beat Errol Spence and Danny Garcia the same night. He can beat him at the same time, the same night. So then moments later on, he ends up giving these interviews, which ended up catching headlines and going around the social media, going around mainstream media. And Bob Arum gives this interview, and he says that he is done losing money, that he is not in the business of losing money, and he has lost money rather than made money promoting Terence Crawford. That Terence Crawford is not a moneymaker, and he loses money whenever he's promoting Terence Crawford. He's lost money by having Terence Crawford under his promotion. And he makes the comment that Terence Crawford does not know how to sell fights. And this was so ridiculous by such an experienced level promoter, one of the classic promoters who carries one of the biggest names, one of the biggest promotional brands in Bob Arum and Top Rank Boxing. And he makes this comment about arguably the top pound for pound fighter in the entire world, as recognized globally by boxing experts, by fans across the world. Whether he's number one or number two, he's an elite fighter at the top of the hill. And Bob Arum goes out of his way to make these comments, and he does not take them back. He reaffirms his comments. He is sure about what he's saying, and he's not stepping back. This, like I said, takes the boxing world by storm, the sports world by storm, and it catches headlines everywhere, and I'm sure you're aware of it. And Dana White, they end up asking Dana White what he thought. Dana White ends up saying that he's ridiculous and that he's a moron, and amongst other names that he calls him. And Dana White's like, wow, you cannot promote him. Like, that's your job. You are a promotional company. You are a boxing promoter. And you're expecting the fighter to promote himself? Then why the hell is he paying you? And again, this is something that came out that it's evident why these fighters end up going on their own. Oscar de la Hoya in the early 2000s ends up creating Golden Boy Promotions when he was under the tutelage and under the guidance of Bob Arum in Top Rank Boxing. He ends up breaking loose. He launches his own promotional company and goes on his own. Floyd Mayweather, under the Top Rank banner, ends up going on his own and creating Floyd Mayweather Promotions, and then later became the Money Team, right? TMT. Time and time again. So this is almost like a track record that Bob Arum has here. And then most recently, right, we just saw Canelo Alvarez. We just broke the news here recently about Canelo Alvarez and breaking free from the Golden Boy Promotion banner and from DAZN, from that crazy contract he had with DAZN. And now he's going to be on his own as a free agent. So it keeps happening again. It's never been more evident that these promoters are just in it to make money at the expense of anybody, and they don't care. They want to do the least and receive the most. They want to reap the benefits without having to do much work, and they expect the boxer to do the work and then yet just claim the money and get the win, get the proceeds for the boxer doing all the work, not the other way around. So what are you there for? what's the purpose of a promotional company if you're not willing to promote your fighter and you expect your fighter to promote themselves? Then what is your purpose? And like I mentioned on one of the previous episodes, it almost seems like, I believe it was on the preview of Crawford and Kell Brook where I was talking about this, where it seems like we don't know Terrence Crawford is not a household name because Top Rank has been spending a lot of time these last few years just building up the name of Lomachenko and getting him. And Lomachenko is a household name. Two-time Olympic gold medal champion, under 400 fights with only one defeat in the amateur ranks. And all the pressure, all the promotion, all the hype behind Lomachenko and trying to make him a champion at an early stage in his career. And every fight that he gets, it's top-notch promotion, including this last one from against Teofimo Lopez. And Terrence Crawford is the one that's just continues to do work. He's at the top of the hill. He's at the top of the mountain, just taking out opponents, the who's who of boxing. And again, he just showed it against Kell Brook, a fighter coming off of a 3-fight win streak. And very good name, very good boxer, very good record, very good solid name to add to his resume. And Bob Arum just discredits him like that when everybody else is hailing Terrence Crawford's talents and boxing and hailing him as the elite fighter and possibly the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It is beyond me that Bob Arum would make these comments. Eddie Hearn jumps to back up, jumps to the water to back up Terrence Crawford and goes against Bob Arum. Dana White quickly jumps at the option of tearing down Bob Arum and launching insults at him. And then Terrence Crawford gets interviewed by another podcast, and he ends up saying, very classy of Terrence Crawford, where he says, look, everybody has disagreements. Not everybody can see eye to eye all the time. And this is just another obstacle on the road. This is just a disagreement that we're having, but I'm not going to go anywhere else. I'm not going to sign with anybody else. This promotional company was here. I like Bob Arum. They were with me when I had nothing. They gave me something when I had nothing. And now we're having a disagreement, and that's it. We'll get past this and we'll continue to make business together. Classy statement, and classy stance by such a great elite level boxer, good-hearted level boxer like Terrence Crawford. With that said, that says it all, right? Terrence Crawford closes the argument with that statement, and it just caught me off guard that Bob Arum would take a shot at his own fighter who's giving him so much and continues to do so. And it just goes to show how underappreciated Terrence Crawford is and has been throughout his career, and why I keep saying it. We have him here. Let's enjoy his talents, his boxing, while we have him around, and before he just becomes another one of the boxers that we get to YouTube or we get to look up on social media as to, wow, that guy was great, versus we could actually pay attention to him now, each and every fight as he has them, and we get to enjoy his talents live. Hopefully he ends up fighting and getting back in that ring soon, and we'll get to see some more of Terrence Crawford and the high-level boxing that he brings to the table. So with that said, let's close the show out. Thank you guys for tuning in once again, and we'll talk soon. Take care.